What is the problem with the theory of short-term pain and long-term gain? This is a theory, this is a tactic, right? And there could be various problems with it, but one of the thing is that if you have something of value, then you must protect that at all costs in the short-term pain period. Because if that gets destroyed, then it will be long-term pain for you. So what people usually do is they see this short-term pain period, right? And then they take their valuable and they deploy all their protections into protecting these things. So what this does is it mobilizes their protections and puts them in one place, which puts it in danger of being destroyed and aimed at. Also what this does is it leaves other blind points in which the second thing can be destroyed, the second valuable thing or the third valuable thing can be destroyed, right? Also people cannot really say what's best for them, what is most valuable thing that they possess. It requires certain level of wisdom, keenness, study, experiments, different minds at the task, right? And sometimes you might think something is more valuable to you, but it actually is not. There is something else which is of more value, so you mistake those things. There is a room for mistake. Then what happens is that you are protecting the supposed valuable thing for you, which is not actually the valuable thing. Then you leave the real valuable thing somewhere unprotected. Now that thing gets destroyed, and what this leads to is the supposed valuable things value also come down because they were interconnected, right? So that value also comes down. It becomes weak. Then you need more protections deployed to protect that second valuable thing, right? So there are different problems with it, Anyway, the point is that you don't know what's best for you, what's the most valuable thing for you, and you think that might be valuable, but it was something else. And then there is the interconnectivity of all the things that are related. Even if you came to the conclusion that you are protecting the best thing, and if you left something bare and untouched, they would be connected somehow, right? It's like food and water is connected. So if you only drink water and leave behind food, then you're going to be in trouble, right? So if someone attacks the second thing, then the value of the first thing also comes down in a way, right? Also you must be sure of being able to protect the valuable things in the short term. You must have enough protection, which is also a long run, because this will need resources, this will need something which is finite, I suppose, and you'll be in trouble, right? This is just one way how short-term pain and long-term pain, long-term gain could go wrong. Another thing is people usually adapt this idea into materialistic things, but they don't see that materialistic things are related to living things, right? So in order to gain some value, you damaged your relationship with someone, and that relationship will stay damaged for a long time. To gain trust back is very hard. So was it really long-term pain? You must think like that. And people are very unforgiving, and neither do they forget, Oh, forgive and forget, that is a matter of wish making. Forgiveness, no, you'll be jolted down in history for future generations to see, for protection in the future. This is how it is in life. They make a book out of you. They factual record out of you. So neither do they forgive But forgetfulness, it happens. I think even if that was in human power, we would not forget, we would have liked to remember. But as we go on with time and age, certain other disasters happen, and it don't matter if that disaster is lesser than the disaster in the past. It is still fresh. The future disasters, when you are there, even if it's lesser, it is fresh. And that freshness of being in the present time makes you forget the old disasters, the old trauma. The traumas also are refreshing all the time. Anyway, this is the problem with short-term pain and long-term gain. This is further to add to the topic. Okay, so when you keep all that in mind and you realize this is a work, this will take some doing and undoing, better leave this short-term pain and long-term gain thing, and take things as they come. Pay attention to everything as a point of gain. Everything is useful here. But then who adapt? What are those people who adapt those tactics? It could be that they don't have anything of value in the short term or in the long term at all. They don't consider anything of value. Only their own agenda is important to them, their own well-being, and they are restricted to that. And can someone blame someone for that, for looking after his own well-being? You can blame him if he damages the well-being of others in the process. Not only can you blame him, then you can attack him and try to neutralize him, right? Or try to restrict him. Anyway, that's it. Furthermore, this is to talk about why can someone not realize the most valuable thing he possesses. That's not because a person might be lacking in wisdom. That could be one of the reasons, but the another reason is this, that for example, if you have 3 different things of value, these things are valuable to you in such unique ways that you don't really know the extent of them, right? And they are interconnected, right? 1, 2, 3. What would 2 be without 1? What would 3 be without 2? Like that. So what this leads to is that when you realize the interconnectivity of things and that you are lacking wisdom, then you are like, okay, everything is of value to me. You take that approach because that's the best approach. You can't leave anything behind. So what you do is you deploy all your protections to those things equally, but that leaves all those valuables equally to danger in the short-term period of pain, right? Anyone can then be taken out. It's basically a rolling of the dice, right? And when that thing is taken out, then you know the value of it. The quote comes to mind: you don't know what you have until it's gone, right? That means you don't know the value of a thing until it disappears. So sometimes it takes the destruction of something to know how much it really was holding you up, right? All of a sudden you begin to see sparks coming. Oh, I see it now, Anyway, another thing is that you have an opponent. Maybe he knows you better than yourself. He knows all the things of value to you than you do yourself. Why? Because he has been studying you very closely. because you are a threat to him much more than you are a threat to yourself, right? Maybe he has some sort of wisdom, some sort of a different perspective of life, an idea which shows him the extent of the damage that valuable thing could do to you if it does not exist and if it is destroyed, Anyway, I think that's about it. Short term pain, long term gain. It is certainly a tactic. If you divide time into many different portions. But if you realize time is continuous. Okay, I'm out of my domain now. I must stop.